Can we really believe in the Cleveland Cavaliers? They have started this season off with a storming 15-0. That's better than what King James did for them when he was in Cleveland. Come on in here, let's talk about it. What it do, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And while you in here, hit that like, comment, subscribe, notification bell so you can be notified every time Hertakes uploads a new video. All right, let's get it. Yes, sir, Cleveland Cavaliers. No LeBron James, no Kyrie Irving or Kevin Love. Cleveland Cavaliers are at a storming 15-0 start for the 24-25 NBA season. The boys are looking good. Garland and Spider, they're looking good. The bigs, Mobley and Jared Allen, they're looking good. We got the role players looking good. The coaches looking probably heading for Coach of the Year if he keeps it up. But that's my big question. Can they keep it up? And when I look at this schedule that they've had thus far, it's been a little light if you ask me. So, can they sustain? That's to be determined. They're looking good, but the proof gonna be in the pudding as we get close to the 50-60 game mark in the schedule. How they're looking after they've hit that many games, wear and tear on their bodies, their conditioning, teams figuring out what they've done different, all of that. They have played the Raptors, the Pistons, Wizards, Knicks have been struggling. Lakers, I was surprised they won that game because both AD and Bron was out there. Magic, I'm going to give them their credit with the Magic. I was surprised that they won that. We all know the Bucks have had their struggles. Pelicans are suffering some injuries. Again, that's 3 teams now. The Warriors, I'm surprised they beat the Warriors. Now, that was a good one right there. I do want to dig in and see that the Warriors have their full staff. Now, the Nets, don't sleep on them Nets. Them Nets have been hooping. They really have. That Cam Thomas, he is something to be reckoned with. I'm telling you. The Bulls, And then we know Phillies have had their struggles with Embiid in. Is he not? Is he playing? He's out then. Paul George, he set out some. So I don't know if he played that game or not. But, I would say, with this, if I looked at their schedule preseason before this started, I would have just automatically guessed that they would have lost to, I would have picked the Knicks, Lakers, Magic, one of the Bucks, and the Warriors. So I would have actually predicted them to have had 5 of these losses, probably 10-5, which is still good. Hey, they're 15-0, and that's where they stand right now. But let's take a peek at, especially this Warriors. I want to see. Yeah, they caught the Warriors on a very, very bad night. Steph Curry only had 12. Wiggins 11. Kuminga did pretty decent, 21 points, but he shot 7 for 14. Curry 5 for 10. They caught him on a pretty bad night. Even Draymond, I know he's not a huge scorer, but he normally have an impact in terms of rebounds and assists. He had 3 steals. But looks like they caught the Warriors on a bad night. Playoff Warriors, I don't see them beating them in 4 games. If of course they're in the West, that would mean they would make it to the chip. Looked like they caught the Warriors at a bad night. And then with Philly, they got a hobbled Philly. This was when Paul George wasn't playing. Of course, Embiid wasn't playing. So we can't really count Philly. So I'm just going to stick to the fact that, in my opinion, we got to wait until, teams get, even my Hawks, they're not healthy right now. There's a lot of teams not healthy. I would love to know what the game plan is for these organizations in terms of conditioning during the offseason, because it seems like we have a lot of too many injuries right here at the beginning of the season. Now with the Knicks, this was early on in the season. Team chemistry, they made some changes with the Knicks, so I'm not going to deem the Knicks for this. Mikal Bridges, however, had a pretty good game, 19 points, although his plus minus was a negative 14. Shot 9 for 15. Brunson 8 for 24. That's not good. Josh Hart 4 for 10. And then Karl Anthony Towns, he only put up 8 shots, 4 for 8, so 13 points. So, come on, we're gonna have to we have to pump our brakes. Give them some time. Not saying they're not gonna be good. They probably are. I'm not hating on them. But I'm not sold yet. So for me, their biggest test is going to be tomorrow night against the Boston Celtics. Who is going to win that matchup? I just don't think that their bench has what it takes to keep up with the Celtics. I don't think they're deep enough to keep up with the Celtics. And then a lot of teams in the West for that matter. I think the West is going to be too strong for the Cavs. The Cavs are taking advantage of a lot of teams that's hurting right now. And then that's just my opinion. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a hater or anything like that. Want to see, them succeed if they're successful. I love Spider. I've always been a fan of his. So it's not that. It's just that looking at their roster without any changes, I just don't think that they will have the endurance to keep up with these other deeper teams going down the stretch. Just my opinion.
That was the 36th three-point attempt.
What's Spider at?
By the Hornets. Garland underneath, lays it up. Allen,
good play
to block it away from two of the Hornets.
A lot of teams ain't gonna be able to compete with that height.
So these guys are gonna get
Garland is met by Curry.
Floater Curry.
Snap one off to Niang for three. George Niang
is
there.
Niang's
three doesn't go, but a dynamic rebound by Karis LeVert salvages the possession, and it goes to Mobley, and Mobley thumps it home.
Them Twin Towers, that's really what's messing people up.
Communication
This Spider not
the
playing
ball was
this
bouncing.
game?
Cavs were shifting, and almost that shell defensive drill. They just made a tough shot.
Jerome got hit. He puts it up and in, and Ty Jerome has a chance for a slow motion.
Oh yeah, I see him on the sideline.
Really pencil in and dial in on how to try to slow down the Cavaliers. So our third quarter did not.
Got on an Adidas sweatsuit over there chilling.
By Ty Jerome, he took a bump from Grant Williams.
I think he Adidas.
Cavs get the one quick shot last possession. Come down. Now be a little bit more deliberate.
Niang got bumped by Bridges. Bridges makes the block. Mobley
actually, when I was looking at their roster, Niang is the one from the bench with the most points. So I can see him stepping up with Spider's
bounce off the Martin. Martin from the corner. He got cut off by LeVert.
What else do y'all have
spin into Jerome.
when y'all go against a Boston, Denver, OKC? These teams in the West, what y'all gonna do then? Like if Philly can figure it out,
home in the fourth.
New York, they're not gonna do nothing.
Assists.
Garland, he's taking that to the rack.
Banks it up and banks it in. Out of the basketball, now go to work. Hesitation to find Jerome for three. He knocks it down.
Wow, what a big
Miller down the alley, trying to throw it down, and Evan Mobley said no.
Wow, what a block.
Thought you were going, bud.
That
Get out
will be
my
a
paint.
center, my friends, tomorrow. That was an incredible block.
Garland, watched by Green. Darius Garland
cooking.
for the jugular.
Got him.
Yes! A Darius dagger.
I see what they're doing though. They got that height, that length. Then they got them two guards that can just get to the rack at will, really. And then they got shooters around them. So I see what they're doing, but like I said, there's really no depth on this team from what I could see. So it'll be interesting to see how far they can go if they don't make any changes during the trade deadline time to enhance that roster. So we'll see how it goes. But that's all I got. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, stay safe. On to the next one. Peace.